A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a pivotal moment for Australia, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has officially called for a national election to be held on May 3rd, as the nation grapples with rising living costs and economic challenges. The announcement, made in the early hours of Friday morning, sets the stage for a 5-week campaign leading up to the ballot day, where the center-left Labour Party seeks a second 3-year term amidst increasing pressure from the Conservative opposition led by Peter Dutton. Albanese, addressing the media after triggering the election, emphasized the government's commitment to addressing global challenges the Australian way. He stated, "Our government has chosen to face global challenges while helping people under cost of living pressure and building for the future." This sentiment reflects the ongoing struggles many Australians face as inflation and living costs rise, despite the government's efforts to implement tax cuts and other financial relief measures. The Labour Party, which gained a majority in the last federal election in 2022, is now in a tight race with the Liberal National Coalition. Opinion polls indicate that the two parties are neck and neck as the election date approaches, with many voters concerned about the cost of living and housing shortages. Albanese's government has faced criticism for not doing enough to alleviate these pressures, particularly as high food, fuel, and energy prices continue to burden households. The Reserve Bank of Australia recently reduced the benchmark cash rate for the first time in over 4 years, suggesting that the worst of the inflationary pressures may be behind, but the public remains skeptical. One of the key issues in this election will be Australia's relationship with the United States, particularly regarding tariffs imposed by President Donald Trump. Albanese has committed to lobbying the U.S. administration for exemptions, recalling a previous period during Trump's first term when Australia was exempt from tariffs on steel and aluminum. The stakes are high, as Trump has recently announced a 25% tariff on all cars not made in the U.S., which could significantly impact Australian exports. As the election date nears, the political landscape is charged with discussions around climate action, housing affordability, and immigration policies. Albanese's Labour Party has positioned itself as a progressive force, advocating for substantial investments in renewable energy and green manufacturing. Their campaign slogan, "Building Australia's Future," encapsulates their vision for a sustainable economy that reduces dependence on fossil fuels. In contrast, Dutton's coalition has focused on a more traditional approach, with a campaign slogan of "Getting Australia Back on Track." Dutton's signature policy includes a bold $200 billion plan to build 7 nuclear reactors, a move that he argues will reduce reliance on renewables and stabilize energy prices. However, his stance on immigration, proposing a 25% reduction and stricter caps on foreign students, has drawn criticism and could alienate some voters. The election will also be a referendum on Albanese's leadership, which has seen initial enthusiasm wane as the government nears the end of its term. Historically, Australian governments have struggled to maintain their majority in second elections, with Albanese's Labour Party currently holding only 77 of the 151 seats in the House of Representatives. The upcoming election will see a redistribution of seats, further complicating the path to victory for the incumbent party. As the campaign unfolds, both parties will need to address the pressing economic concerns of voters, particularly regarding the housing market. Major cities like Sydney and Melbourne rank among the least affordable housing markets globally, and both Albanese and Dutton have pledged to tackle this issue head-on. In the coming weeks, as Australians prepare to cast their votes, the focus will undoubtedly remain on how each party plans to address the myriad challenges facing the nation. Voters will need to consider not only the immediate economic pressures but also the long-term implications of their choices regarding climate policy, international relations, and social issues. With the election just weeks away, the stakes have never been higher for the future of Australia and its political landscape. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.